So what is mortgage securitization explained? How does it affect mortgage holders? And in this case, how do you make a claim and understand the background? And that's exactly what this series does. It'll take you from a brief understanding of what mortgage securitization is and how it will affect your current mortgage. So let's crack on. It is quite lengthy, but I'll do it or explain it in the plainest English I can. But there are points of contract and law that you've got to understand, or at least you've got to be aware of, because this is following a completely legal and coming from a point of authority, in fact, forensic audit. It is it's a pure science, so don't be thinking for 1 minute that it's going to be left to chance. It's all about contractual law, where the loan sits, where the obligations sit, and you as a borrower need to be aware of these facts, because I think if you purchased a car and, for, let's say, for want of a better word, you accepted that the owner of that car sold and transferred the rights to use that car to you, and then you found out afterwards that potentially that wasn't the true person that owned the car, that would be classified as, or you would certainly begin to wonder where that car came from, where its true title was, and it could throw into question insurance, ownership, and many other things. Same with a mortgage, and to be honest, the mortgage is your biggest purchase, and it's the one thing you take care of every month, and you protect it with your life. I mean, an Englishman's house is his castle. So why would you not want to understand who owns your mortgage? You know, who are the benefactors? Who are you obliged to pay your mortgage to? You see, if that's not clear, and you're paying your mortgage to somebody that doesn't actually own it or have the rights to it, then there's something wrong. And we've discovered that there is an awful lot wrong with the current mortgage system. So let's get on with it. Mortgage securitization is a process by which a lender removes a liability from their balance sheet by selling, transferring, or assigning a debt. For example, a mortgaged loan. The transferee purchases the loan obligation from the original lender, and in case of a securitization, will convert the loans into a tradable security in the form of a bond issuance. The purchaser of the debt obligation is set up as an insolvency remote charitable trust, often outside UK jurisdiction, as an independent party whose governance is in the hands of the nominated corporate directors. Okay, so basically that explains that initially you had a loan with a lender. Now that lender has decided to pass or sell that mortgage with yours bundled up with probably many thousands to a third party. So despite the transaction being recorded as a true sale of assets transferred, often the accountancy surrounding the transaction details the legal sale as a loan to the seller. This is contrary to the mortgage sale paperwork. So originally your obligation was to the original lender. It's now switched hands. The seller is often appointed as a servicer. No notice of assignment sale being set up to the borrower. The borrower remains oblivious that their mortgage loan is no longer with their original lender. So the original lender of choice, whoever that may be, has now decided to sell that asset, your loan mortgage agreement, to somebody else. And basically it's sold with many thousands. Okay. So our experts, they deal with thousands of direct subject access requests, which reveal their mortgage lender never gave notice to borrowers, regarding the securitization of mortgages. So you weren't aware of it, and that's a problem in itself, because it means potentially you're now paying your original lender, who has sold your loan on, but is still collecting the money, if you like. So in fact, the mortgage sale agreement state that when they do this, they give no notice, and they also explain that all mortgage sale agreements are virtually the same. They just seem to have been copied and pasted. So it's almost like an automated system that does this. They all say the same thing: we will not, and you must not, give notice of mortgage securitization. So it already sounds that they're hiding something. We will not, so they're not going to give notice, and they're asking the original lender not to give notice. Okay. They used to write to the borrower and say, once the mortgage has been completed, they will service his agreement, i.e. collect the repayments. But on a sale notice to the borrower is a trigger to register a charge at HM Land Registry. So again, Land Registry are not notified. No lenders could say that they give notice to the borrowers that the mortgage has been securitized, but they all continue to ask for monthly repayments and act as collectors of the monthly repayments. See, there's an issue there. They've sold it on, they've not informed Land Registry, and they're still taking monthly payments. Sounds like, put it a simple way, you buy a car from the original owner. You then find out that the original owner wasn't the owner, but he's still collecting payments on that car. Doesn't make sense, does it? So how big is the security market in the UK? And what does it mean to the borrower? Well, potentially the lender of record, the original lender, no longer controls the mortgage loan. In particular, no longer holds the right to set interest rates, having granted a power of attorney to the new owner. So again, by sleight of hand, somebody else has been given power of attorney, which you do sign up to originally in the mortgage contract, but now it's been assigned to somebody else. So the new owner's rights, the new company that's now collecting the money, the new owner has now the rights to set terms and conditions of the loan, adopt a more forceful approach to arrears, and dictate to the mortgage servicer how to manage the account. And in terms of regulation, all parties entering into or administering mortgage loans must be authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, Prudential Regulation Authority, the Bank of England, to whom all lending is recorded, consider the SPV or the special purpose vehicles effectively to be the lenders. This is contrary to their true status. So you can see there's some very fishy things have gone on there. In the next video, we'll discuss figures, numbers, and how this really affects you, the borrower. That's it for now, but keep up with the program and look out for part 2. Thank you.